Alright, walk and talk with me. I wasn't even going to do this video, but then this dude did a video about me, so then I'm like, alright, well now I guess I'm doing this video. Now, the video I was tagged in is an apology video, and I've got mixed feelings about the video itself. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to attempt to educate, I'm going to give this dude another chance since he apologized, and if he's not willing to understand, at least this message may reach others who do care. And then we're going to talk about what I like and don't like about the apology, just in terms of reconciliation, not to appropriate that term from Native issues, because I know that is a Native term to talk about truth and reconciliation in terms of decolonizing, so I don't know if it's appropriate of me to say reconciliation here in this aspect, so I'll let people correct me on that. But in terms of, how should these situations be handled, And I'll talk about that when I recap the harm and the issues here, as well as going over that apology. But before we start, the reason I didn't even want to make this video is because I'm planning on doing a really long live stream. I'm hoping to do it tonight. I might have to do it like tomorrow if tonight doesn't go my way, but my goal is to get that bitch done tonight. And this live stream is going to be about everything I've ever discussed regarding the history of deaf issues. So yeah, look out for that. So in this comment, this dude bluntly has spoken, said, "My ears and my heart are open to the words of people that belong to indigenous cultures. I don't know why some are deaf or have a hardened heart that they need evidence to prove it." I don't know what that was about being open to indigenous culture, because you are open to me. So then I said, there is nothing wrong with being deaf. Being deaf is a good thing. Please stop discriminating against deaf people. I also said, it is hearing people who don't listen and oppress, not deaf. He said, I never said anything about people with limited or lack of hearing ability. Look at the whole context of the sentence, not just the one word. I said, you said you don't know why some people are deaf. I am deaf. If you are not deaf, you have no lived experience to speak over a deaf person on deafness. If you don't understand why the context of your usage of deafness is discrimination, ask the deaf person who told you it was for help instead of continuing to discriminate against deaf people. And then I told him all, like, I know I said I just don't have time, but I might make it today. Turns out I did. And then after that, it's been a couple of minutes. He said, whole context of the sentence in regards to the video. And I said, I am informing you that context is oppressive too and discrimination against deaf people. Stop discriminating against us. Look at the context in which you degrade my community and identity. I said on a video about oppression, use a marginalized community identity as an insult, claiming you don't know why people are like us when we are oppressed. That comes from our genocide. Deaf identity refers to our ethnic group. Any other usage of the word as if it is an insult is based on our eradication, genocide, and eugenics. You hear slaining instead of listening to a deaf on deaf issues is you proving my point. It's hearing people who don't listen and silence and oppress deaf. And then he said, I used the word deaf. Yes, I won't deny that. It was not in reference to people with limited lack of hearing. You are becoming upset over nothing but a misunderstanding of the context in which I used it. And I said, you are not acknowledging the etymology of the word deaf or its ties to our culture. I'm not arguing about what you meant. I'm telling you why what you said and are saying are discriminating. Then I said, me informing you of your discrimination is not me misunderstanding. A hearing person telling a deaf person they don't understand deaf issues is discrimination. And by that I meant a hearing person telling a deaf person the deaf person doesn't understand deaf issues is discrimination. It's totally fine for a hearing person to say they don't understand deaf issues, of course. And then he said, no degradation is intended. The way you're coming at me, though, is completely inappropriate. Instead of a conversation, you're berating me when I'm trying to calmly express my intentions. And then I said, intention and impact are not the same. You are not intending to discriminating doesn't change. You not intending to discriminate doesn't change your discrimination or the impact of what you did. I asked you politely, please stop discriminating. Also, I never berated him. I only ever explained the harm he is causing. Also, you don't get to decide what's an appropriate way for me to ask you to stop discriminating against me. I also told him, asking you to please stop discriminating against me and then holding firm that deaf experience discrimination and you're doing it and still doing it and asking you to stop isn't attacking you. I said I have calmly informed you that you are discriminating and I explained why and you continue to gaslight me and dismiss me. If you're not deaf, that is discrimination. And I said, how is me asking you to stop discriminating against me an attack on you, but you claim you discriminating isn't an attack, even though you have been informed you're doing it and won't stop doing it? The first time I believe you didn't intend to, but you continuing to discriminate against me after being informed what you're doing is discrimination is intentional discrimination. The last comment he gave to me, try not coming at people with the assumption that they have intentions of ill will and perhaps you will see a different result. I didn't get to respond to that one because he blocked me before I could respond to that one. And I find that extremely abusive and oppressive. And I asked you very politely. I politely let you know that you are causing harm and all you did was gaslight me and insult me for it. Telling me to treat you nicer while you discriminate against me or you won't stop discriminating against me is colonizer mindset. It's oppressive. I'm also bi. I don't know if you're queer. If you're queer, I wish you would just say that on your page. I don't like that you call yourself an ally because you're not a safe space to me. You don't get to decide if you're a safe space. You're not a safe space. So, apology. What I like about it, you did apologize. You did acknowledge you caused harm and say you're sorry and say that you want to try to do better. That's what I like about the apology. What I don't like about the apology is it's way too fucking long and the good things that you did are overshadowed by a lot of the harmful things you continue saying in it. All of this stuff where you try to explain what you meant and all of that and blah, 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 I don't need to hear it. I don't. And when you discriminate, if you're not part of the community you're discriminating against, if you're apologizing, you do not need to explain. For example, in your apology, you talk about not wanting to self-center, then you self-center anyway, and you're more focused on how you felt attacked than you're worried about whether or not you're discriminating. Still, in my opinion, to me, and I just worry if you're just more worried about how you look than caring about decolonizing. And I don't know you that well, so I'm not saying that is like you. I'm saying that's my concern because of how you treated me. And so, like, if that's not you, you know, I think you'll be able to take this criticism in order to do better. And if that is you, a hit dog will holler. Am I allowed to say that, or is that AAVE? I've been learning so many phrases, or AAVE. I don't want to do that. So, you know, I gotta go fucking Google that. Is this problematic? That's fine. Look, I'm not perfect. I'm problematic too, okay? We're all problematic. We're all fucking learning and shit. But, you know, let's all do better and shit. But this is what these are my issues with all of this, so.
I am primarily making this video for deaf child, the user deaf child. If you're not a user, you can swipe away or stay. I don't really care. This video is an apology. I am sorry for the comment that I left on our friend's page there. And I won't even try to pronounce your username because I know I will butcher it and I don't want to do that. You may be thinking to yourself, why is this apology coming out? There's a few reasons for it. That's why this will be a longer video. I'll use a lot of I statements, and it's not out of self-centeredness. It's because I want to make sure that what I'm saying does not convey any kind of attack or anything along those lines. When I left that comment on there, I honestly did not see any problem or discrimination with using the word deaf. I was using it as a descriptor, and in a way that I've heard my entire life being used with a slight variation to the words. I did not view it as ableism or discrimination because I wasn't thinking about the deaf community when I wrote that. Literally wasn't even on my mind, neither positively or negatively. When you initially commented towards me after I had posted that, it knocked me back with the way that it had been written. And in a way, I'm not trying to police your tone. I'm just trying to explain how it affected me. See, 15 years ago, I was involved in a really bad accident. I got lucky, but got unlucky at the same time. See, while I survived and continued to exist with this broken collarbone, something else happened as well. See, I had to bleed my brain from that accident, and it changed me a little bit in the way that I process information, especially of the written kind. I'm not trying to excuse my actions. I'm just make that clear. Yeah, I don't have brain injury with already having neurospiciness and ADHD. Things get misunderstood pretty easily. So again, I'm going to apologize because it was me. I misunderstood what it was you said. And you may be wondering why I'm doing an apology video. Well, our mutual reached out to me and wanted to speak to me about the interaction. And with the way that she spoke to me and explained to me what was wrong with what I had said, I was able to hear it and not view it as an attack. And I know that wasn't your intention. But to my damaged neurology and the fact that I've had one hell of a day today, that's the way that it was viewed by my brain. I don't know if anyone else saw the same way I did, and it doesn't really matter. I haven't really done a lot of research into the deaf community and how there are certain things that are considered discriminatory and ableist until now, because it's never come up. That is how infrequently I use some of those colloquialisms, and I probably didn't say that right. Thanks, Brain. But now that I become aware that it's a problem, I promise you I will start to change myself. I will do more reading and research into it, so you don't have to do any additional work. I will do it for myself so that I can be a better human. For me, part of my path, learning this, is to be the best person that I can be. And I'm human. I screw up. It does happen. But I also try to take accountability for what I do, and I'm taking accountability for my words and everything that goes along with that. So, Deaf Child, I hope you can understand that I am actually remorseful for the words that I said in that comment and the following conversation that you and I had. And at the same time, I'm really hopeful that you can understand that my brain doesn't work like everyone else's. That certain phrases and phrasing of sentences can cause certain people, like myself, to view it as not what is on the surface, but as something that is intended as an attack on the person. So I apologize for the accusations I made concerning berating me. The reason I came to that was I get 4 or 5 messages back to back. All that felt like a written attack on me, when what I didn't know was wrong. I'm not saying that was your intention at all, but that's how my broken brain saw it. So once again, I am sorry. I did not mean to cause any harm or damage to the deaf community. It was never my intent. And now I'm learning more. Learning how to be a better person. To wrap up, as we're already over 6 minutes. I am sorry for the words I used. Thank you for opening my eyes to know that what I said was not right. My damaged brain saw what you said as an attack and told me to defend. I didn't view what I said was a problem because it's so ingrained in adhering community's language. I'm going to try to be a better person, doing the best I can. I'm going to read more about the issue, and I will take a more active role when it comes to listening to the deaf community when they are putting out information. I view all humans as equal, regardless of ability or lack of, which is probably another reason I didn't see a problem with my comment. And I forget that other people don't view the world like I do. And I've said it a few times, but I am sorry, and I will try to change.